Hello, everyone. Greetings, all of my soul brothers and sisters and other non-binary family soul members. It is so nice to be able to come to a space that is divine and holy and non-judgmental, and a place where we all get to connect with spirit and with each other. So first of all, I would like to say and give a shout out to Maddie. Hi, Maddie. It's so awesome to have you here. It's so awesome for your interaction. I want to say to you that I'm so excited for the community that we are going to be able to be a part of and to build and to co-create. And I hope that you feel the love and you feel the light that all of the divine is sending to you as you watch this. I hope you know that you are so deeply loved, and I am so grateful for you. I'm so grateful for you finding this page and being a part of my journey and our journey. So I had connected with Michael, and I got to draw this very interesting picture, a couple of sentences. So let's just go ahead and start off with the message that for this particular this video, this next section of the Book of Us. All right. So we are a collection of many different energies and experiences. We cannot escape reality. We can only be who we are. Consciousness is neutral. It has no desire. It knows no good from bad. It only is and observes. It is the ego and the God within us that then work with the inner and outer worlds to create an experience of alignment and mastery. So I'll read it one more time. We are a collection of many energies and experiences. We cannot escape reality. We can only be who we are. Consciousness is neutral. It has no desire. It knows no good from bad. It only is and observes. The ego and the God within us then work with the inner and outer worlds to create an experience of alignment and mastery. Okay. So you don't earn this. This is your right. This is what this experience is about, is duality. So this is the title of this particular picture, and it is called Duality of Life. Okay. Duality of life. So we have this sensory system here. We have this human body, this vessel. The human body is a vessel. Okay? It is the vessel for consciousness, for God, for the divine. Now, the body itself is of earth, so it has a few different things to help us survive on this planet, okay? To help us survive, and not just only survive, but also thrive. So there's the sense of knowing, there's a sense of intuition, we have sight, hearing, proprioception, thermoception, somatosensory system. I would love to read more about this. Electroception, equilibrioception, touch and feeling, taste, smell. These are the senses, okay? Now, the senses are not just on the body, right? Like sight, smell, taste, feeling, and touch. There's also a couple of senses that involve consciousness, involve being in touch with your surroundings, okay? The sense of knowing, the sense of intuition, those gut feelings that we get. So consciousness itself, the body itself, the consciousness itself, the experience is neutrality. Okay, neutral is the balance between the positive and the negative here. It's just like this blank space. But the world that we live in and the body that we live in has a lot of different functions going on, right? The breath, sight, cell reproduction, blood flow. Each part of our body has its own sense of consciousness and its own sense of what it needs in order to remain neutral, in order to remain in balance. Teetering out of this at any point, whether it be in alpha or positive or omega, negative energy. Again, there is no good or bad. These are just the energies that are involved in this experience, in this life experience. Positive, negative, we are the neutral. We have no judgment. We have no opinion of what's going on. Okay, we are just connected with it. So the alpha energies, if we kind of come in closer, we have positive, alpha. This is the beginning. This is yin. This is masculine. This is sun. This is love. This is up. This is fast. This is high energy. Okay. Now, the reason that I have this down here is because sometimes I think that positive is the best way to go, and that just simply is not true. We, as conscious beings, are not naturally positive or naturally balanced and in harmony with ourselves. So if we do get too far into a positive state, we can start to experience like hyperactivity, obsessiveness, too much. There are a lot of words that can go under here. We are just beginning here together. Now, if we go over to the negative side, we have the omega energy, the end, the yang, the feminine, the moon, fear, down, slow, low. We have hypo, a lack of, wasteful, too little. So we have to have this really nice balance of life, okay? Where we don't have too much and we don't have too little. We just have what we have. You can see that even on vibrational waves, when things start to get a positive charge, they begin to get fast waves. It's almost like a high note, okay? But if an instrument were to be playing, the omega energy, the waves tend to be much wider and curvier than sharp. Okay. So the duality of life. Notice how in the positive and negative we have the balance, right? There is no positive and negative. The positive and negative is a representation of one extreme to another extreme. The alpha, the omega, the beginning, the end. The masculine, the feminine, all of these things exist on this plane. The sun, the moon, love, fear, up and down. We are talking about two opposites, okay? One spectrum and the other spectrum. So the duality of life is really, really being able to understand not all of these things can feel a little too much. What the duality of life is talking about is the ability to be a part of the understanding that just as much as one is, another is. And that you as a co-creator have the opportunity to know that. And to choose action, to choose karma, to choose choice, to make choices, right? That will keep you somewhere, okay? Come out of something, or to come out of something. That is your choice. If you are experiencing, now, another thing is that, so, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. What I'm hearing is that I need to go back to the quote. And the quote was, "We are a collection of all of these experiences. We cannot escape reality. The planet that we live on has these dualities, these two extremes. So we cannot escape that. We can only be who we are. Consciousness is neutral. It has no desire. It knows no good from bad. It only is and observes. And then the positive and negative, or the ego and the creator within us, then work together with the inner world and the outer world to create an experience of alignment and mastery. You did not earn this. This is your right. This is your opportunity. This is your experiment. This is your consciousness that you are building upon to have a greater understanding of the whole. And just as much as there is a knowing, there is also an unknowing. And that can be intense whenever you have judgment and desire. I want to know more. Unknowing really loses its value. It's serendipitous surprise and miraculous experiences of the unknowing, of the sweet, the sweet, Abraham Hicks says, deliciousness. Pardon me, of not knowing exactly what's going to happen, but to just be a part of it. Knowing that you are a part of it. That is the knowing inside of the unknowing, right? And that is the co-creative process itself, is that even though you may have no idea what is going on, you can have an inkling of knowing that something is going to happen, And that if you are in some space of your life that feels a little chaotic and confusing, you know that life is duality, and it's waves, and it's back and forth, it's ups and downs. It's multiple parts, and that can be something that you can use to push you through a lower state. Now, if you are hyperactive and kind of getting too much, that doesn't have to last forever. The opposite of that also exists. So having that knowing is the dark and the light. The light and the dark and the light. They cannot exist without each other, because it is the harmonious balance of the two that creates life in the first place. Now, the duality of life, Michael and the archangels and, my spirit guides want you to know that moving forward, we're going to try to explain this to you in as many possible ways that we can. Because, again, alpha, the duality is infinite. There's an infinite amount of duality that we can use to create balance. So, since we said that, let's go ahead and move into the next thing. What do you mean you're going to use a lot of examples? We actually have 2 right now. So, another part of duality, okay, I'm going to flip this over and turn the camera back over, is that we have the duality of the internal world and the external. Okay, so here is our body, here is what we are in, right? And internally, we can experience all kinds of energy, all kinds of experiences, all kinds of emotions and thoughts and things like that. So we have internally, we are experiencing fear, judgment, happiness, bliss. These are things that can be shared with people, but doesn't necessarily involve other people, right? This is all coming from within you. Fear, judgment, happiness, bliss, peace, joy, trust, hope, envy, laziness, lust, love, pride, agitation, wrath, discipline, wisdom, understanding, inspiration, counsel, knowledge, fortitude, faithfulness. Okay. Now, this part down here is actually talking about how each of these experiences, right? If we are talking about duality, we are talking basically love or fear. We're talking about safe and unsafe. Like, these are the operating systems. However, in between the two, in between black and white, there's an array of colors, right? There's an array of feelings and thoughts that can come out in between two extremes. Each of these things has a wavelength, a color, a sound, a smell, whatever sort of sense. Each human being typically has a different connection with a sense. So for some of us, we will attach ourselves with a life number. Some of us feel it in terms of energy waves. Some of us can experience it as color. Some of us can hear sounds. Some of us feel smell. So anyway, in alignment with the knowing, Michael is talking about how each of these can be associated with a particular thing, and how that thing is going to align us with that same vibration, because we are what we are a perfect match. So if we are vibrating in love, we're probably going to follow the vibration of love, okay? If we are in a state of greed, if our vibrational match reads greed to the universe, to spirit, to whoever, we're going to align with actions that take place to fuel that particular sense. But that we're going to go into differently. Let's take a step back. We are talking about the duality between the internal, which is an experience that we are having within us that doesn't really necessarily have to do with other people around us. It can, because we are ourselves and we are all connected. But the internal world does not necessarily involve others. Okay, so then we have the external world. The vibration. Again, all of these external experiences are vibrational signatures. Poverty, family, the time of year, the environment, your relationships, your health, your food, drink, choices that you make, the way that you take care of your body and clean yourself, the way you care for yourself, your breath. Now, the breath is an external activity that really connects you with the internal world. I love how the breath comes from the outside and goes into the inside, and how the breath is a tool to connect the external to the internal. The external vibrations that can affect the human body, the things we watch or listen to, the things we read, the music we listen to, gravity as it pushes the body down. I believe that was supposed to say partner, your work partner, your natural disasters, public affairs that are happening, identity, wealth. All of these things are things that don't happen on the inside. They can happen on the inside if you allow yourself to use feelings and emotions to align yourself with these. The external world is going to have a particular vibration. So I'm going to go ahead and start drawing something a little bit different down here for you. So if we have a person here, okay. Here we go. I've never done anything like this. Okay, so if we have a person here and they are kind of null or in a negative state of mind, the universe or the things that are going on in the world, like, let's use exactly what's going on here. We have COVID-19 happening right now and news media coverage, and this can really instill, getting illness, that's something that brings upon death, and it can really stimulate the nervous system to say, oh my goodness, I need to be afraid, I need to be on high alert, because there's danger. Okay? So this, when expressed by other people, will have a vibration that will stimulate the senses of fear. Okay? The senses of danger. Now, the beautiful thing about this is that because you are your own energy signature, If you decided to cultivate positive energy inside of the body, like love, kindness, hope, right? Hope is a beautiful one. Gratitude. Hope, gratitude. And gratitude is a feeling, and it's also a tool. You will push that vibration out of you. And it, in turn, will affect the external environment. So that love vibration will come out of you and touch other people, other things, the planet, you know. That is that Michael is talking about here. So this example of duality that we shared today is, the very specific example of duality is understanding the process of the internal and the external world, what we are discussing, what we're talking about whenever we say that. The internal world is going to be the emotions, the thoughts, the feelings that are happening inside of you, okay? And how that vibrates out of your body. That energy is going through you and off of you. And how that connects with the external world, and how equally the external world has those exact same vibrations, and they are coming at you. And if you are not holding your own energetic signature, if you are not built with energetic vitality and strength, that it can begin to penetrate your vessel, okay? It can begin to take over your vessel and manifest those vibrations, which may be fear, judgment, hatred, wrath, greed. Okay? Do you feel me when I'm saying this? Like, I can feel some people like really understanding what I'm talking about. The exchange of duality here, the external world and the internal world. It is very important that we understand that that duality exists, because then it also helps us understand our creative process. And it also eases us to know that is just what it is, that this is just part of the experience, that we cannot escape it. We cannot escape what is happening in this divine moment, experiencing poverty, experiencing fear on a global level. And that we can choose to become that vibration of fear and act out of fear, high alert, danger mentality, which usually involves like attacks and like, protection and, like very like wild animal type vibrations. Or we can harness up a very divine creative energy that has understanding and wisdom and discipline and inspiration and faithfulness and joy and trust and problem solving. I mean, truly, holding a high vibration is so helpful whenever we are in the process of cultivating our lives and cultivating health and happiness in us and around us. And if you can remind yourself that this is a balance, right? And to remind yourself that the balance expands in teaching us that no matter what is going on in one end, the other end still exists because of the duality of life. It has to be. Like, we cannot escape it. But we can master our minds. We can become masters. And what was the other word? We can become in alignment with whatever is necessary for us to become whoever we want to become. So I am going to stop there. I hope you hear me. I hope you feel me. Again, I have no judgment. I am super excited to continue to share these messages because I can feel them flowing inside of me. I can feel that these messages want to come out and to be delivered to anybody who has the time, who has the desire, who has the vibrational alignment to learn more about themselves in order to become and accept who they are, and to move forward in their journey. So much love, so much love, so much love. Thank you. Mwah. Bye.